Hello you all, welcome back to my video, and in this week's video we have a leaking toilet, a crusty bathroom, and my dusty bedroom to take care of. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's get started. My name is Jay and welcome again if you are new, and welcome back if you are returning. Either way, I am so glad to have you here with me. And I recently got my water bill and I noticed that it was extremely high. So I called the water company and they were nice enough to show me a chart of just how badly there was a leak in my house. It was the toilet, which I had just figured out a few days before, but of course they were able to show me along a 3-month timeline. They had a bar graph and everything, and it even had leak on the graph, but nobody called me. They just let the bill keep getting higher and higher until I got mad enough to call them. So thank you so much, water department. But I went to Home Depot, I bought a new toilet, and we are going to install it. Now this video doesn't contain anything gross, no poo, no pee, none of that. And this is not meant to be a how-to. I'm just showing you that you can do it because I did it. And I have paid to have a toilet upstairs professionally installed, and it ran me $150, which is about the minimum you're gonna find in my area. It's like the equivalent of 1 hour's worth of labor, but I just really didn't want to pay that again. And I've reinstalled the toilet upstairs after I did the flooring, so I knew that I could do it. The toilet, it's not that heavy if you break it up into 2 parts. And what I'm doing right now is I'm just breaking the caulk seal so that I can actually get it up off the floor. And I had some trouble getting the toilet off the floor. You'll see me cut all the caulk, pull some of it off, and then I rocked the toilet. And it did not move. It didn't move at all. So I went and I got a mini crowbar, which if you're a homeowner, a mini crowbar has come in handy so many times for me. So I would highly suggest a mini crowbar, but I went and got that and I was able to pretty easily pry the toilet up off the floor. And I'm setting the parts in the bathtub because I have such a small space to maneuver. It made the most sense. And I wasn't sure how trash collection would work and how long I would have to have this old toilet in my house. So I just threw it in the bathtub. After I get the toilet up off the ground, you're gonna see me put some towels in the hole. That is the hole to your sewer line. So make sure you plug that hole ASAP and keep it plugged pretty tight, or else sewer gases are gonna seep up into your house. Now it doesn't stink. It's a little bit disconcerting to look down in the hole because I'm like, where does it go? It's just a big pipe, I guess. I don't know. But definitely plug that hole. And when I first was having this done, maybe 2 years ago now, probably, because I was still at my old job, that was the main thing. I was talking to these 2 guys and they stressed, plug the hole. You have to plug the hole and use towels, preferably that you don't mind throwing away. So you'll see the hole is plugged and that green wax, it's a seal, it's not wax. It's the ring that you use to seal the toilet to the floor, and it's usually wax. But the guy who installed this flooring, I guess he put that down when he reinstalled the toilet, and it was really nice because usually you would have to pry up a wax ring and scrape it up, and that can get pretty nasty. But again, it doesn't really smell like anything. It's just old wax stuck to the floor, so it's just inherently gross. But he had this nice reusable wax ring that was really easy to get up. I did not reuse it because my new toilet came with a wax ring, but I really appreciated finding that. I could have found much worse things. And now here I am just scraping up the caulk left over from the old toilet because I wasn't sure how the bottom of the new toilet would fit. You know, it may not have covered all that space. So I just wanted to go ahead and give the floor and the baseboard and the wall behind it a good clean before I got that toilet back down. Because you know, it's hard to get behind the toilet and clean, so I wanted to do it while I had the area free. And it's so funny, without the toilet, the bathroom doesn't look like a bathroom. It's so weird to see. If you ever had a new house, I've never had a new house, but I have seen this room completely empty, and it doesn't look like a bathroom. It just looks like any other room in the house. I hope that makes sense. I'm using this Easy Off degreaser that I purchased actually for the oven because I don't like aerosol oven cleaners, you know, the foamy kind. So I just bought that and it worked really, really well. There were some stains on the baseboard, but I think that's just the cheap material of this baseboard. It needs to be painted with a nice high shine top coat, but maybe another day, probably never. So I just cleaned it as best I could and it came really clean. So again, it didn't smell back here and it should not smell under your toilet, hopefully. It's just like another spot on the floor. And then I was ready to install the new toilet, which went a lot better than the first time I installed a toilet. I was just more fearless, I guess. It's really, really not hard, I promise you. Now, that bowl is very heavy, but it's not hard. And then I was using my body weight to press the toilet down. Once you get the toilet on the floor, you don't want to move it because when you put it down and you press it down for the first time, you're going to create a seal with that ring, and you don't want to move the toilet because you risk breaking that seal. Again, that's something else I learned up the hard way, and I just had to go buy a new wax ring. That's a mistake that you can easily fix. It's just like a hassle. You don't want to pick the toilet back up, clean the wax ring, put a new one down. And then here, there were some screws that were pre-installed on this top part of the toilet. I don't know what it's called, the basin, I don't know, the bowl. But there were some screws so it wasn't seating properly. So I just reset, took it back out, and then it set perfectly down. And here I'm almost done. I'm just gonna go ahead and install the toilet seat, which also has screws. So I read the instructions just like for all the other parts of the toilet and got that installed. And then it'll be time to turn on the water and see if we've done everything right. Look at my hair. Oh my goodness. But I did have a leak. So I had to turn the water back off and tighten the water connection from the water to the toilet. And then I tested the other flush side. So this toilet has like a I guess a number 1 flush and a number 2 flush. And then it was fine. It worked. And I tried to get that sticker off. And of course it did not come off. So that's it. It was really nice to have my toilet back. And here's the aftermath. A part I really just did not feel like moving this toilet, but it had to be done. I had to take a shower. I was pretty grimy. So I went ahead and I put the old toilet in the box that the new toilet came in. So Monday morning, I got to leave for work a little bit later. I was working on something different. So I called the water company or the waste disposal company before I leave and I said, "Hey, like, how do I dispose of a toilet?" The lady was so nice. She's like, "Oh, yeah, no worries. We'll come get it with your regular trash. Just make sure that it's not in a box." So I got to unbox the toilet and put it on the curb, which my neighbors probably think I'm trashy, but that's okay. It all worked out in the end, and I am so glad that this task is done. Now we are on to actually cleaning the bathroom. And I did wipe down the toilet with Clorox wipes, but to clean the tub and the sink, I just used my Kaboom Plus OxyClean. This Kaboom cleaner is pretty nice. I like the color changing effect. It's supposed to go on purple and then, when it's ready, it turns white. It seems to turn white immediately about 75% of the time, but I guess it makes it interesting to use. Cleaning is very monotonous to me, so it just makes it a little bit more exciting, I guess, if you will, but it does a pretty decent job. However, I was at the Dollar Tree and they too have a foaming shower cleaner that changes colors. So of course I had to buy it. Well, the $1.25 Tree. We don't have a Dollar Tree Plus in my area, which I'm really excited to see how crazy they get with that $5 price point. But I did buy that new shower cleaner from the DT and I am going to test it out soon. Here's my Halloween soap holder. I love it. It's from Bath and Body Works last year, or was it the year before? It was either last year or the year before, but it is one of my favorites. It's a spooky hand, and I just love it. Just a little touch of Halloween. I don't do decorations in the bathroom because it's just like more to clean, but I do just like little touches. And to clean the shower, I am using it's a Scotch-Brite like handheld scrubber. I usually use the Scotch-Brite scrubber that attaches to the handle, but it's like the same product except this one has kind of a foam handle built in. And I do scrub every grout line and every square because as you can see, this tub is older, the tile's older, it's discolored, but scrubbing it really, really does make it seem less yellowed, and I call it cheesy. It's like soap scum buildup. It kind of gets cheesy to me. So scrubbing it really good like this definitely helps it look and smell and feel 10 times cleaner. My tub is discolored, and I noticed that it does that periodically just from the oils in my body, and it's a slow drain tub. And then the bath products I use, even when you scrub it, it yellows, but I can just get in there with some vinegar. I believe vinegar will help whiten the tub, but that'll be something for another day. This day I just really wanted to scrub it out. This weekend I was actually a little disappointed in myself because I had wanted to do the toilet on Saturday and then redo the flooring downstairs. So I always try to hide it, but there's a piece of flooring missing between this bathroom and the hallway. I just try not to film that. In this video, you could see it, but now that we've passed that point, you've missed it. But since I put the flooring down, I have not been happy with it, not one day. And I'm like, I just have really been wanting to redo it, and I wanted to get it done by Christmas, but it did not happen this weekend, and that's okay. I got the toilet done, I got the bathroom clean. We're gonna head up to my bedroom and get that all dust free. So we got some good work in. I'm just giving it a vacuum with my Dyson. And somebody asked a while ago, why do I hate hair? Because I've mentioned I really hate hair. I just think it's gross. I don't know. It like comes out of your head. It gets on stuff. I just think it's nasty, and I think it's boring to do. I've never liked doing my own hair. I rarely do my hair, which I look crazy a lot of I just don't like it. I don't know. I feel like it's like baking or cooking. You like one or the other. Hair and makeup are like that. I love makeup. I can spend hours at my vanity just like putting on lip gloss, taking it off, looking at eyeshadow. But hair, I just do not like it at all. So I clean these floors all the time. I vacuum almost every other day, but here I'm just giving it a really good steam mop as well. Nice and sparkly clean, the way it should always be. Now that we're done with the bathroom, we're gonna head upstairs into my bedroom. I had already changed the sheets on the bed the night before, Saturday night, so that was good. I'm just gonna make it so that it's nice and tight when I get in it, and I think probably 2.5 hours after I finished filming this. But the goal of this room was to get the dust out of here. I've mentioned it before that even when the room looks clean, it just gets so dusty. I don't know if it's because there's not a lot in the room to catch the dust. You know, the rug is mostly covered by my bed. I just don't have a lot of stuff laying out, and it gets really dusty. And I had woken up kind of congested and sneezing really hard. And that's when I know that something's not right. And I looked up at the fan, and I do show it, and it was just covered in nasty black dust bunnies. So we had to take care of that. To clean the nightstands, I'm using my Method wood cleaner, which at this point it's the only wood cleaner I have. I haven't touched my Pledge. I just love this stuff so much. It smells good. It is supposedly a little bit better for you than other cleaning products, and I just really love it. So before we move on to this tool that I started using that just pissed me off so bad because the handle kept loosening, so I just got a microfiber cloth instead. We can address my ceiling. It is an abomination, I know. It's not popcorn ceiling, it's called knockdown, and I think that they put it up there really thick and horrible to mask a really poor repair job, because it looks like there's 2 or 3 spots where they did a repair on the ceiling just extremely poorly, because the texture looks even worse there. So that's why it looks like that. I have had a company come out and quote me with smoothing it, but that's just a project that's up on the shelf in the attic for a future date. But here I am just using a microfiber towel and getting the dust off of the fan and all into my eyes. But I was trying to use that tool and the handle kept loosening, so it just didn't, it didn't do a good job, and it was like really annoying me. And I just wanted to get this done. The fan only has 4 blades, so I was like, girl, just do it by hand, just do it the old-fashioned way. So I got my step stool out and cleaned it, and here you can see just how much dust was up there. After I vacuumed the floor with an old Dyson, I was using my e-cloth mop. And this mop is unique because supposedly you just wet the pad and it cleans the floor without any chemicals. And that's what I did. I just wet it in this mop. I never use it because the handle always slides down and it's just so friggin' annoying, and I always forget, and I'm like, why don't I use this e-cloth mop? That's why I don't use the e-cloth mop. But it is easy. And that was all I did this night. I set my air purifier on a 2-hour high cycle just to give me a little bit of an extra clean room for bed. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon.